Alright, hey class, I just wanted to make this video just to make it clear so that you knew exactly what to do and how to do this in case you had any questions or things kind of tripped you up a little bit. So when you open up the document for today, graphing temperature change, the first thing it says at the top is you will need to construct a graph of temperature change for the globe, the US, and Minnesota. So those are three separate graphs. And I'm going to walk you through how to create the first one for the globe, and then you'll be able to do the other two on your own. It also says all the data I have for you. When you click on this, it'll say make a copy, and then you'll open up this spreadsheet where I have all the data for you and instructions on how to make these graphs. So the first thing it tells you to do is select the columns with the data you're looking for and then click Insert Select Chart. So we're going to go here, A, and then you just go Shift over arrow. There's other ways to do this, but just basically select A and B and then Insert Chart. Now, this will give you a graph pretty quick. Step 2, make sure the chart type is a line chart and the x-axis is years. So check, and line chart, check. Sweet. Now there's a lot more we're going to be doing here with this. I want to show you a couple of things. If this thing goes away, that's fine, because we had to do that just so we could read this. Click on the tab labeled Customize, click on the drop down for the vertical axis, and change the minimum to make the graph more viewable. So you just click on the graph, and there's these three dots, which you're probably very familiar with. There, that's popped back up. So now we go to Customize, and down here, vertical axis. Now vertical axis, they just went 0 to 60. We're going to change that to, for this graph, the globe, 45, 50 actually. So let's do 50 to 54. That works. That gives us a nice idea there. And then you can change down here the grid lines and the tick marks. You can add ones. So if you do this, now it's added in some tick marks. Those are, that's kind of an awkward, between 52 and 53 there's 2, so that'd be like 52.33, and that's just a weird one, so we're going to do this. We're just going to change that to say 3. So now we know this is 52.5 and 52.75. That's a bit more reasonable. Okay, so now we can close that out. And I'll show you how to make the years a bit more reasonable. But we do need one more thing. Click the drop down for series. We're going to want to click trend line. So edit chart, customize again, series. And here you can change the color if you want. That's going to be more important when you have the year. I would recommend you do a different color for the US and a different color for Minnesota. You can choose whatever colors you want for those. But so here we have the dash. Like most of this stuff is just like sure, whatever. But this is the trend line is something that you're really going to want. So that's a bit more. Just helps you see the trend of the graph as you go through. That's really the major part of it. We can do this. I would recommend this part. It doesn't seem very logical to me to have. The years every 25 years. That's a bit of a gap. So minimum, our data starts in 1895, so we're going to put that as our minimum, and the maximum is 2019. And now we need to look at labels for that, because if we look here, this will pull up what we were in before. Allow bounds to hide data. Let's not do that. Default. Source form. Alright, so down here under grid lines and ticks, see it defaults, so it's vertical, horizontal. That's where you have to make that change. So horizontal, we have it right now set up. There's a lot in between. So major, let's do count and 10. That's not a good idea. That did not work at all. So go back to auto. Let's do minor spacing 5? That goes every 5 years. Let's try if we can see if I can do this with a little bit better numbers here. Yeah, no. Sometimes you got to play around with these. See, that's ugly. So, I mean, it's up to you as long as you can read it. There are different ways. So yeah, those are fun. Now, the point is just for you to be able to read it and you be able to see what's going on here. And once you have this, and that's really all I'm looking for in this, is that you have the trend line and that it's readable. So once you have this, you can go a couple different ways to get this back into your doc. Now you can just click here, 3 dots, and copy chart. Then you're going to go back over here and for global, paste. Now, it'll say this, it'll ask you, paste it linked or unlinked. I would heavily recommend linked. Now what that means is if you make changes to your spreadsheet, then, like let's do this. Go back to chart series. Okay, so here, series, let's change the color just for fun of the trend line. That could be helpful. Okay. Now if we go back here, it'll say update, and now that trend line's a different color. So that's just an option. I would heavily recommend keeping it linked because then it's easy to change if you want. So now, your task is to go and do the same for the US. Select, shift, arrow over, insert chart, follow the same steps, and then copy and paste that chart right here. Do the same for Minnesota, and then answer these questions. Once you've finished with that, I want you to click on this link to climate models from NOAA, which is just fun. And there's questions there. So these questions about different climate models are over here. Like you'll see some of the questions are word for word, some of the questions are written in here, but everything, all the answers you need are found in that page. Once you're done with that, please turn in this doc. I will be grading and entering it. And that should be it for today. If you have any questions, I'll be available in Google Meets all day. Yeah, let me know if you need anything. Also, just so you know, you can click on this link to find out where I got this temperature readings data from. Here's the raw data for the different places. And then something that's kind of interesting, if you want, click over on this tab and you'll see 100 years versus 150 years, or you can play around with the graphs as you like, but you'll probably notice that on this graph, if you do the trend line for here, for globe, we've gone up 51 point, just below 0.5. We're almost at 53 right now. But if you look at this data, this is where you can change the range. And if we go to 1975-ish, scroll down, find the number for 1975. There you are, 1975. 82. So if we change this to A82, click enter. Now, okay, so the one problem is we got rid of this part here, but you'll see it's a much more dramatic change here. And if we go customize, horizontal, change the years to 1975. 1975 has seen an increase of a little over 1 degree by itself. Yeah, so just something to think about, something to look at. It's in this tab over here. So that's it. I hope this makes sense. If you have questions, let me know. And yeah, have a good day.